Our spirit. What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Ranae is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Ranae.
Hey everybody, welcome. This is DeEtte Ranae here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. Excuse me, that's a mouthful. This is a radio show that I explore different people's lives, their modalities, and how spirit might have just impacted them. Now, each day that I have the show, I do talk about something the spirit has given me to talk about, and then I go on with my guests. And today, oh my God, I cannot tell you how excited I am. I have Miss Patti Negri on here. Oh, I adore this woman. I can't even tell you how much I adore this woman on every single level. Spending just a very short amount of time with her, this woman has changed my life. She changed my life in so many ways. And I'm really hoping that, being able to share her with you is going to change your life also. Because I'll tell you what, her way of thinking, her way of living, her way of everything. And I know she's going to share so much of it. So I'm not going to share it with you. But you are going to be blown away, completely, totally, and thoroughly blown away by her, because it's incredible. So right now, I'm going to take a few seconds here to share everything, because as you know, I start to share, and normally I already started sharing, but I wanted to talk about Patti for a minute. When I introduce you, I'm going to tell you more about her. Good morning. I don't know who Facebook user is, but good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in, everybody. Good morning, Tim. Come on in, everybody. Say good morning. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what you're doing in life. What rocks your boat? What makes you happy? Whatever it is, let's have a little discussion this morning. Make sure you take a minute to share this. We're really kind of pushing out to get a broader, bigger audience and kind of just say, hey, everybody, there you go. Manifesting, all of it. So if you like what we talk about, if you like what we're doing, if you like me, please take a minute and just kind of share this baby. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the moments to share. So this morning, it was funny because I'm telling you what, I have been told to talk about something that, oh my God, not enough of us do. Not enough of us do. And it's called positive thinking, guys. Positive thinking. Ooh, it's like naughty words, isn't it? Positive thinking. We all talk about it. We don't all necessarily do it. Okay. We don't always necessarily do it. But it is the power of positive thinking. Okay. Um, how many of you have a lot of self-talk in your mind? Just self-talk in general. Good morning, Miss Deidre. Good morning, Jody. But and let's break this down. Let's break this down from positive thinking. Let's talk about where negative thinking comes from, and then how we change that and create more positive way of thinking. Okay, because at the get-go, when we have negative thinking, negative thing happens. When we have positive things happen. So let's break this down a little bit. Good morning, Miss Teresa. Let's break this down a little bit, okay? Because I want people to understand. I love the book, The Secret. I love the movie because everybody knows I'm not a big reader. I like techie books. Well, techie books on spirituality. But when it comes to a lot of other things, I don't do a whole lot of, here you go, Todd. Here you go. Thank you, darling. Got it. Anyway, oh my God, I'm trying to get to my profile page so I can share this more places. Oh my God, I just lose my mind up in there. Okay, sorry, that's another song. Good morning, Michael. So, oh my God, I'm just trying to create posts. I think this might be the last place I'm sharing it. Anyway, so, and it really is. The more positivity you think, the more positive results you're getting. I mean, you can resolve things. Constantly talking to myself in my head and out loud. Exactly. So the more you think negatively, the more you're putting negative into a situation. Okay. it is what it is. The more you think negatively, the more you think downer thoughts, the more it goes there. The more you think positive. Say you're in a fight with somebody. Say, life is just crummy. And if you're thinking in your head all these negative things, what you're going to do is you're feeding that negative, hello, more to live. The more you think negative, the more you're actually fueling that fire for negativity. The more you think positive, the more, so immediately, I mean, after I get over, because I'm like everybody else, if I get in an argument with somebody, I'm like, "Dur, dur, dur, dur," in my head. But the more I think positive thoughts, and when I start to recognize what I'm doing, I go, oh my God, I can't do this. And I just instantly start going, I'm going to send love. I'm going to send love. I'm going to send love. And I'll tell you what, that's not easy to do. to switch off the negativity, switch it to positive, and just send love. And I will tell you what, you will see a situation resolve so quickly. It's incredible how fast, once you switch that, how it will go to more positivity. So I want to break this down a little bit this morning, okay? Because I could give you a million examples, and you'll be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it'll be kind of like, and I always go back to the movie The Secret because it was an amazing movie. It was an amazing book. It's an amazing concept, but nobody really broke it down to, aha, that's how I do this. That's how this happens, okay? So I want to break it down a little bit more for it to be a little bit more of a broader understanding. And how I'm going to push this down there, we're going to talk about the ego this morning. We're going to talk about the ego. Ugh, that one thing in the world that nobody wants to talk about, because you learn about it in school, you learn about it from Freud, you learn about it like, oh my gosh, and it gives you a better understanding of you, but doesn't really. It might explain things, but it doesn't teach you a whole lot, okay? So your ego, it is really the accumulation of thoughts, ideas, judgments, beliefs of your own personal thinking. That's what that is. That's what ego is. Okay. So, and I will tell you what, people will tell me, I don't pass judgment on people. Do you pass good judgment? Do you pass negative judgment? Because we're looking at the big ego, which is all about you, and the little ego, which is kind of like narcissistic in a way. I hate to go there, but it just gets negative. It's a one-way street. So when I'm looking at that, I got one more place to share this. All I'm doing is sharing. Oh my gosh, I love to share, share, share. Um, so when I talk about the ego, what I'm talking about really is I don't want your ego is now that I'm more with you, I apologize. Your ego really is that identity, your all thoughts, your beliefs, your thought processes, all those things you have grown up with, all those things you have changed, all those things in your own mind. This is your way you think and you look at things. And that really is creating your ego. Okay. So unfortunately, with that ego, it comes with a lot of negative self-talk. Okay, it comes with an incredible amount of self-talk. And I'm just going to look at the self-talk portion for right now. So, we will sit there and say, well, I really got control, or people go, oh my gosh, this and that. But I'll tell you what, I don't care if you're a man or a woman. There is nobody that has not looked in the mirror and went, do I look fat in this? Do I look good in this? My nose is too big. My butt's too big. My butt's too small. I can't do this. I'm just not smart enough. I'm not techie. I'm not spiritual. I'm not this. I'm not that. That is all negative self-talk. Okay. That is all 110% negative self-talk. It's not positive in any way, shape, or form. None of it is saying that, you know what, you are amazing. Okay. None of it's saying you are amazing. It also goes outside of yourself. Okay. So this also goes outside of yourself. You know what? We look at people because maybe they don't have our own set of belief system. Okay. You might compare your butt to somebody else's butt walking down the street. I've done it. Like, oh my God, is that what I look like? Whatever it might be, especially when I was heavier, because I was so self-conscious of myself, I would literally compare myself to other people. And that was being very negative. Jamie Lynn, that's my everyday, but now I am like, hey, I am me and I love me. Exactly. So it's like, so then we look to other people. Okay. We look to other people and we want to pass judgment in some way. I can never compare butts. I've never compared butts. You, Michael, you compare butts. hairlines, Michael. Um, anyway, we compare, we judge, we look at somebody else, okay? Sometimes it's just like, how could they do that? We look at media. How can this happen? How can that happen? You can go to the small things. We can go to really big things. And I'm not gonna, you know, okay, I'm gonna go there. God, I should not go there. I go there all the time and I should not go there. I should not go there. Okay. But let's look at politics. Let's look at politics. Okay. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go there. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm gonna go there. So let's go there. Trump was in office. I didn't like him. I did not like him. I'm very neutral. Okay. I'm very neutral. But we're gonna go there. Why? Because he's still a big elephant in the room for a lot of people. But a lot of people passed judgment, good or bad, good or bad, constantly passing judgment all the time. Okay? All the time. But nobody can we compare bald spots. That's you and Michael have a great conversation, Tim. But when you look at that and it's a passing of judgment, we had no positivity going into things. We had no positivity. Nobody was looking at a bigger picture. Nobody was looking at maybe this is happening for a better reason. Nobody was pushing at, oh my God, maybe this was a good thing. Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe we're just neutral and see what happens. It was always a judgment. Okay, but that as a human beings, that's what we do. We do it on a small scale. We do it on a big scale. Okay, and I'm not going to go any more than there because I think I'll get into trouble if I do. But I hope you guys understand when I'm seeing a bigger picture. Sometimes we have to have destruction. It's like the tower in the card. We have to have destruction to have better things grow. But when we pass judgment, we're kind of hindering the rebuilding. But anyway, so when I tell people, you guys are having a great conversation about bald spots and think you guys are missing the point, LOL. um, but what I'm talking about with this is when we put that negative thought process in there, we get more negative. Okay. We just get more negative. We didn't get resolution. We didn't get happiness. We didn't get anything good out of it when we could have. But we do that within our daily lives. Okay. We do this within our daily lives. So when I talk to people about their ego, what I literally tell them to do is now, the first thing I say is no splitting off personalities, guys. Nobody split your personality because I brought this up. Okay. This is not creating two people or three or four. I still want to keep it in the realm of one person. But I want you to give your ego a name. I want you to name it. Okay. I want you to name your ego. Why? Because it's hard to tell something to shut up when we have a hard time identifying what that is. So I'm going to tell you, my ego's name is Little Debbie. Yes, it's like the Little Debbie cakes, okay? Because back when I named my ego, I was eating a lot of them. I thought those things were delicious. I thought they were amazing. I'll tell you what, when I stressed, I'd go to the gas station. I never bought a box because my thing was go to the gas station, buy them for a quarter, and there was the whole process of it, okay? But at the end of the day, no matter how much I like them, no matter how much I wanted to go get them, no matter how much they made me feel better, does not mean they were good for me. It's the same thing with your ego. Because remember, your ego will do self-talk. Your ego will tell you you can't do things. Your ego will tell you you're not good enough. Your ego will tell you all that because it's all negative self-talk. That's what it is. And it limits you. The more you say, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't do this, is the more that you're not going to do this because you're not even going to think you can do this. Now, I will tell you, for the longest time, I went, I can't do tech. I can't do tech. I am not a tech person. I can't do this. And right now, Todd, the producer here, is laughing his bejesus off because when we started this show, I literally had a Dell laptop that was on its last leg. I still have it because it's got a lot of my traveling classes on it. But that's what I was working off of. And it used to I know it used to bother the heck out of Todd because it was like I could barely keep the connection half the time. I was all over the place. It was slow to connect. Oh my gosh. I would start half an hour before and I'd get into right before. And he would be like, you need to go get a Mac. You're not going to have any issues. And I'd be like, I can't do Apple products. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I had a whole lot of I can'ts. Okay. Well, one day somebody said, you know what? As long as you say, I can't, you're not going to. So what I do, I went out and bought the newest iMac computer. And I put it up and I looked at it and I went, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this thing. But I did say to myself, I can work this thing. I can make this happen. I can figure this out. Now, have I figured it all out? Not even close. And I've been working with it for, gosh, it'll be 2 years in like September, October. But I figured out a lot. Every day I understand a little bit more. I also went from my laptop that I could barely control to an iMac here. I have a 32-inch screen over there. I have 2 huge lights here. I have the Apple Pro. I have my Apple cell phone, and I got it all going on. Not to mention my Alexa, which who knew I'd run an Alexa? All tech stuff, isn't it? All of it's text. All of it is techie stuff. So I had to stop saying, I can't do this. No, am I proficient yet? I'm not proficient yet. Will I be one day? I know I can be. So I'm more positive about that. I'm more positive about I can do this. And it's kind of like, I am woman, hear me roar. I am techie, I'll figure this out. And if I can't figure it out, there's YouTube, there's Todd, there's my kids, my grandkids do better than me half the time. But I have resources to go and say, I am teachable. I can learn. And I switched it to a positive way of thinking. So therefore, I can start to get this. Now, for how long did you guys hear me scream at the top of things? I don't do names. I can't get names. I suck with names. I have said that forever because even in my life, I will tell you, I will see you, and I can see you 100 times, and it'll be 101 before I remember your name. So what I do now, instead of going, I don't get names, I go, I can get names. I can work with names. You've heard me say, I can't pronounce this name. I can't do that. I wouldn't even say the name before. And now I'll spit it out and say, I may not be getting it right, but I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm figuring this out. I'm getting it. Because in order for me to believe I can do this, I have to tell myself I can do this. And then I got to attempt to do it, don't I? And it's all about positive thinking. It's changing the way you think. It's changing your processes. It's standing up and saying, I can do this. I can be this person. Now, Stephanie Lynn, as you all know, is also my assistant. And I have struggled for a long time saying that I am good enough. I'm good enough to do galleries. I'm good enough to go on the road. I'm good enough to be a public figure. And I've struggled with that, thinking, who would want to look at me? Who would want to come and see me in a gallery? Who would want to come see my craft? Really? And I would put myself down all the time. And I would think that unless I had somebody with a huge name standing next to me, nobody would ever show up, because what would I have to offer? And she said, oh my God, woman, you need to knock this crap off. And we're starting a tour. And you're going to do this. And you're going to do live events. And you're going to do online events. And you're going to show up to places. And there has been people in this list that have called me up and hired me to come up and do galleries for them. And I think I rocked it. I'm pretty sure I rocked it. Oh my God. So I have to change my belief system of saying, I am good enough. I can do this. I am a damn good medium. I can stand in front of a crowd of people, and I can stand in a crowd of 15,000 people and do this. And there is a reason why people would come to me. Why? Because Spirit believes in me. And since Spirit believes in me, they would bring the people to me just for me to stand up and talk to their loved ones. But again, it's a belief change. It's a change in belief system. It's a complete change. It's going from a I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, to saying, you know what, I've worked my butt off. I put in the time. I'm damn good at what I do. And let's just rock this. And going from there. It's all about positive thinking. Modulib, I really don't think he's a good, okay. I went to school again later in life and really believe that everything is learned. It is, yes. Doesn't mean I'm a pro. It doesn't mean I can't learn. Exactly. Jamie Lynn, I said I wouldn't get Alexa because it's too hard to figure out. Then I got one for free. My 6-year-old grandbaby magically set it up for me. She now calls it best friend instead of asking me a million questions. Talks to Alexa. Exactly. And Tim is right. When I speak, that ever follows I is what you claim. Exactly. Also, Now, I want to keep pushing further into positive thinking, okay? I want to keep pushing because I want to take this from the I can'ts to the I cans. Now, let's go further into the positive thinking. So, do you see how this is all working? We're going with ego. We're breaking it down to ego. It's retraining the mind to think positive. We're going to the I cans. I am able. Now, let's go into more of the really positive thinking, that really amazing positive thinking, okay? Now, I'm going to give you an example of something that's happened in my life when I use positive thinking. Probably the first time I ever really used it. Jamie, I can convince my husband to let me go on more single trips. Exactly. Now, this example happened to me, and this is back in, 2014, somewhere in there. But I worked someplace, and I didn't necessarily get along with one of my bosses. Matter of fact, I think there was a lot of unannounced competition between the two of us. And I don't even know why. I didn't want that job. They didn't want my job. I just think it kind of energetically battered back and forth, and it really left for a tense feeling situation. Okay. And I can remember I was about to walk into this job one day and I was like, oh my God, I just can't do this anymore. I can't deal with this person. And da, da, da. And I called up a friend who was a very positive person. And I was griping and bitching and complaining. And oh my God, it was just bleh, out of my mouth. And she, after got done listening to me, goes, send love to her. I went, what? Just send love to her and see what happens. And I went, are you kidding me? Send love to this person. They are awful. And they went, just send love because you don't know what is going on through this person. All you know is what's going on here. So send love to them. Send love to the situation. Just send love. And I went, fine, whatever. And I can remember sitting in my car looking at the building going, I love you. And it wasn't very convincing, I'll tell you what. So between my car and the back of the building where I had to walk in, I improved it from I love you to I love you. I'm just going to send love here. No matter what happens, I'm going to send love. Every time I want to think, God, you're a bitch, instead I'm going to go, I love you. You're having a hard day too. And that's what I did. And I was blown away because when I hit the back of the door, that person seen me and said, "Oh my God, hi, how you doing? God, I'm so glad you're here because we are behind and we need this and I need you to do this because I know you can." And I went, "What?" And within a couple of days, this person asked me to really stick up and do a lot more, gave me a title, gave me a raise, and said, "Here you go." And I went, "What?" And it was incredible. I was like, oh my God, no way. Now, everything was awesome for a few weeks. And then they did something to, again, piss me off. And because I really was in bad thinking mode, I went straight to the negative thinking, straight to not liking you, straight to all this. And you know what happens? The whole thing went to shit in a handbasket. Oh my God. Life got like, all right, this is stupid. I was angry. I was this. The tension between us started up all over again. Tension in the building started up. Things started chaos. It was like I destroyed by my thoughts everything around me because instantly it was like, you're a bitch and this is going to hell and I'm sick of this and I'm sick of that. And I sent that negative energy to everybody and anybody. And you know what? The whole thing went negative. The whole thing went down a handbasket. And it took me weeks to realize it was my negative thinking. And I had to go, wait a second, what am I doing? So I turned around and went, you know what? God, I need an attitude adjustment. And I went, no, I need to go back to sending love. I need to go back to sending love. And when I did, it was incredible to see the change. It was incredible to see the difference, not only in myself and how I was feeling, but the person I was not happy with. Oh my God, she changed, and the work environment changed, and everything was magical. And it was amazing to see what positive thinking, love actually did for a situation. Now, I'll tell you what, for 8 years, I have gone back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But I always stop and then go, wait a second. If I send love, if I send positivity, that situation is going to change. And that situation is going to be amazing. Is it necessarily going to turn out the way I wanted to? It may not. But really, I'm just detaching from the outcome. But I am still sending the love because it is going to be the best possible thing. And you need to do that with yourself too, not just other situations, but you need to do it to yourself. Send love to yourself, guys. Don't look at yourself as I can't, I'm not good enough. You need to send love to yourself also and know that you are an amazing person. You're an amazing soul and you are worth it. Okay? And then see how things change, see how things come back, and see how things become much more positive. So I hope that all made sense to everybody. I'm going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I'm going to bring in Miss Patti Negri. This is DeEtte Ranae with School Through Spirit on WLTK-DB.com. See you in a few.
Would you like to be a part of something new, something different? Host a show with WLTK-DB Talk Radio and dare to be different. We offer full production and live engineering of your show by a real person, not a pesky computer. Just visit WLTK-DB.com and click pricing to get started. It's not as much as you think and a great way for you to get your message to the world. Better hurry. Slots fill up fast and you don't want to miss out on this excellent opportunity. Visit WLTK-DB.com and contact us for more information now. WLTK-DB Talk Radio. Paranormal talk is our business, and business is good. From its beginnings, Used was created to unleash the excellence of nature's healing powers and bring them to people everywhere. With almost 90 years in the market, they are considered a worldwide pioneer in complete herbal wellness therapy. All Swiss Used products are natural, essential oil-based, pleasant, and harmonious. They are extracted from plants and herbs with the latest technology to ensure the best results. Swiss Used Live Healthy with consultant Stephanie will guide you in the right direction to find the perfect essential products just for you. For example, have an upset tummy? Try our soothing chamomile that has not only been used by many, but trusted for years. Keep in mind, you just can't get these amazing oils at your local shopping center. They're just too special. For that, you need a connection. And that connection is Stephanie. Want some? Then head on over to Facebook and search Swiss Used Live Healthy. That's Swiss Used Live Healthy and contact Stephanie today.
Hello, welcome back to School Through Spirit with DeEtte Ranae here on WLTK-DB. I want to do a little introduction before I bring her in. Today I have Miss Patti Negri. She is a psychic medium. She is the Good Witch. She's also best known for her reoccurring role on the Travel Channel and Discovery Plus's #1 show, The Ghost Adventures, and the #1 paranormal show on YouTube, TFIL, with Elton Casti. She is the international best-selling author of The Old World Magic for the Modern World, Tips, Tricks, and Techniques to balance and empower and create life you love. Patti's body of work includes appearances on dozens of shows from MasterChef, Wipeout, and American's Got Talents to influencers, YouTubers, and crossover talents like Lily Sai, Laura D, Good Mythical Morning, and Awareness TV. She has graced numerous magazine covers, contributed to over 20 books, and conducted seances on radio, film, and TV, working with such legends as Emma Stone, John Voight, Josh Harnell, Chevy Chase, Gregory Hines. Patti is also a popular weekly podcast called The Witching Hour and has just launched her second weekly podcast, Patti Negri's Haunted Journal. Now, Patti is partnered and vice president of Paraflix.com streaming service and is a partner and educator of University Magickus.com online school of spirituality. And I'll tell you what, she's not only that, she's just an amazing person. I don't even know how much more to talk about her. Let's just bring her in and let her tell you the rest. Hi, Patti.
Hi, DeEtte. How are
It's such a
you?
mouthful, but I just want to simply say, Patti Negri, and I love her. That's just what
Thank you. I know. I was thinking like that is a mouthful. It's early at least on my side of the country. It's like,
Yeah, well,
sorry,
yeah,
I'll make it
I'm like,
easier next time.
I know you're fine because I've read it a few times and I'm still like, I'm just overblown. Just wow, how amazing you are. And I mean, because I think about the day we spent together and you
Me
telling
too,
me,
all the time.
because I'm thinking about Wipeout and and all of them, and I'm thinking about the stories behind them. So as I'm reading, I'm like, oh, I remember this, and I remember. So I'm getting tripped over my own words.
That's
So
okay.
I love
Well,
it. I love it. So
thank you for having me on. This is awesome.
thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. So my show really is, it's I love stories. I love talking about the stories, but really you and me both know how many people are out there that go, I can't do this, or I don't know how, or their biggest question is, how did you get started? And it's not because they want your life, it's because they've got questions, they're confused, and they have no clue. So my
Yeah.
show's about that. You know what I mean? Kind of settling those ideas, making people feel like they're normal, they're okay.
Normal, such a funny word. I know.
Isn't it though? I like paranormal better. I really do.
Yeah.
I like paranormal because I think we're all paranormal. We're just not
Yes.
normal.
No.
So, how did you get started in this strange business, this strange world?
Kicking and screaming. Honestly, this has always been a part of my life. I've had the gift since I was a kid, talking to the dead since I was a kid, doing seances since I was 7 or 8. But it just was always, oh, that's my private life. And then growing up kind of a Hollywood LA girl, I was an actor, then I became producer, and I produced really corporate stuff. And I'm like, uh, these people really, they really can't know that, I dance around bonfires in a cloak and talk to dead people.
Right.
And so I just kept it very separate. I had my work, I had my studies since I was a kid. But in 2008, and I was always driven. It's whatever, I want to do this, I want to do that. Just say yes. And that's the answer to everything. Just say yes. But
Yeah.
in 2000, not to this, but in 2008, the big corporate crash came. And again, I'm doing corporate shows, producing corporate big events and shows. And it came crashing down. And all of a sudden, corporate entertainment and shows became this dirty word. And I went, at the same time, reality TV was growing, growing, growing. And I
Mhm.
remember somebody came to me who knew of my ability and my gift and the way I do seances with the lifting of the veil. They're like, okay, Patti, we need you. I need you for this TV show. We need a legitimate person to do a seance for this TV show. I'm like, oh no, I can't. I'm sorry. I just keep that private. Oh, please, please, please. I'm like, no, I just can't. And I'm looking at my empty calendar. And she's like, oh, please, you'll really help this person. Oh, I heard the word help. But no, I just can't. And then I'm looking at my empty calendar and I'm going, well, what's the name of the show? And she goes, it's called Mobile Home Disaster, and it's on country music television.
Okay.
I'm like, well, nobody will watch that. Who in the world would watch a show called Mobile Home Disaster on country music television?
Right.
Okay, I'll do it. And it was like the most empowering, fun, uplifting thing. It was fun. It brought all back my days on camera, my improv, my be in the moment, be with it. I got to be legitimate. I got to help this beautiful human little girl who everybody thought was crazy because she was drawing vortexes on the ceiling of her motorhome. It's like, no, there are vortexes on the ceiling of her motorhome. I got to help a spirit child and this real child. I'm like, oh my God, this is the funnest day ever. I got to help people and be me. And they just followed me around with a camera. I didn't have to memorize anything. I got to teach my philosophy of empowerment, but never again. Never again. It was fun. One time. Nobody's going to watch it. And then, of course, it aired a couple months later. The next morning, my first phone call was from my biggest corporate bank client when I did shows nationwide.
Right.
I'm like, "Hi." She goes, "I saw you on TV last night." I'm like, "Yeah," as my voice gets higher and higher. She goes, "Yeah, I didn't know you were into the paranormal." I'm like, "Yeah," as my voice I'm like, "Oh gosh, I'll never work." And she goes, "I love the paranormal. I did that." And we had the best, most intimate, like personal conversation we ever had. And I'm like, "What am I doing? This is my life. I'm authentic in everything I do. Why have I put this big old divide?" I'm out of the closet. I'm out of the broom closet. I'm out of the psychic medium closet. And then it just took off. I still have my production company. I don't have time to do anything. All of a sudden now, because I am smack dab in the middle of Hollywood,
Yeah.
I'm completely been on camera my whole life. I know both ends of it. I'm legitimate. It's just like, you need a psychic, call Patty. You need a medium, call Patty. You need a witch, call Patty. You need a sales guy. Like, okay. And then all of a sudden I've did every show out there and just kicking and screaming.
Kicking and screaming. Just kicking and I get that. I understand that. It's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard to come out of that closet and say,
Yeah.
"This is me," you know?
Yeah,
I love
but
that.
it just pays off no matter what. Be be you, your best self. Let the world see that. We're trying to be who we think we're supposed to be, just doesn't work.
Right.
Even the most enlightened of us that we think we're doing, it's like, be you. I mean, you're good you, don't be, evil you. Come here, but
Right. And I love that. Now, when we were together, with the day we spent together, and everybody doesn't realize that I spent a day with Patty, and it was
yes.
magical. I'll tell you, Patty, I was nervous. I was scared. I won't even lie. When they said your flight wasn't until 7, I went, "What am I gonna do with this one? She gonna like me. This is Patty." Seriously. And you were like, "Let's go shop." I'm like, "Oh, she's speaking my language."
Yeah. Oh, you're a good shopper. If anybody knows this talent of yours, yeah, you talk to dead people, but you're a shopper. Oh my God. You found yeah, my big coat, which now we're getting warm for finally,
Right.
but the best coat ever. And you found the
Yeah.
deals. I'm like, you're good. And you're like, oh, look at this. And you'd bring over like the best thing ever, like purple boots. It's like, ah.
I kept
Yep.
looking at your coat in Ireland going, "I picked that coat. I picked that." I felt like a
And I
celebrity
wear it all the
wearing the
time.
coat I picked.
Yeah.
I loved it. But to get to know you in that aspect, and you were telling me your story. So I was talking about positive thinking because I've had more aspects of my life of positive thinking. And
Mhm.
honestly, now even you pop in my head every time I get a little negative. I go, "Patty says to be positive, and it works, and it really helps." But tell everybody how that positive thinking got you into American's Got Talent, got you into to cooking for, Chef Ramsay. I was blown away going,
Because really, it was nothing to do with talent. I promise. I promise. How it all really started is actually much more personal health issues. Um, I was a normal kid, except for the seeing through the veil thing. But at 15, all of a sudden these health issues hit me. I didn't have a period like the other girls. I went menopausal. And they were discovering this thing that called DES that pregnant women had been given in the 50s and 60s and early 70s under the false, like as preventing miscarriage. But they knew it didn't work from 1955 before my mom ever took it, but they kept giving it. It was the first big pharma drug. They didn't
right,
know it would hurt you, but they knew it didn't work. But
right,
all of a sudden, when we hit puberty, we didn't hit puberty right. A lot of, at that time, mostly girls were like dropping of flies of cancers and female cancers, never seen in anybody under 80 before.
right,
I did not get the cancer, but I went into my first surgery at 15, and I became a victim. I mean, everything. Does she have lupus? We don't know. Fibromyalgia? We don't know. Does this and that? She has a tumor in her head. She has this and that. She has fractures in her back and chest. And I was between 15 and 30. I would always struggled through stuff, but it's like I was a victim of the system. So
right,
by the time I was 30, but this beautiful doctor who was great, she's like, okay, well, with everything else and the hormonal imbalances, the tumor in your head, if you make it to 50, which we
right,
don't know that you'll make it to 50 because of all the cancers and breast cancer, you'll probably be in a wheelchair because you have the bones of an 80-year-old now and you have 5 fractures. And I just kind of went,
right.
no,
Yeah.
I'm not buying any of that diagnosis, prognosis. I'll take the medicine that I'm supposed to take. I'll walk every day, and I'll work out and do all the stuff I'm supposed to do. But I am not buying that. I'm I'm magical. I'm a witch.
Mhm.
I know what humans can do. Yeah, every symptom went away. I didn't have to carry Medrol dose pack. Again, the rashes and the this and the huff, everything went away. So at 50, instead of being dead or in a wheelchair, I'm like, look at what I did with positive thinking. Let go of the fear. The two strongest thing in the world are love and fear. Love conquers everything. Fear stops everything. So at 50, I'm like, how do I show the world what I'm no better than anybody? It's like, well, I'm going to do the world's hardest obstacle course. I'm going to
Right.
get on Wipeout. And which again was
I
not the
wish you the
physicality
win,
for
but
it.
I'm no
Twice as
better. Sorry.
that's
Sorry,
okay.
hit the wrong button. Sorry.
Yeah, we're talking. Twice as old as everybody. And I use positive magic and positive thinking to literally beat 80 to 100,000 people. Next thing I know, I am on the world's hardest obstacle course. Hardest, scariest, most painful, coldest, most empowering thing I had ever done.
Right.
And and I get there, I'm like, oh my God, this is scary. I'm afraid of heights. I forgot about that. Cold water. Oh my God. And again, that I can do it. And again, for like 6 months, you think you could do anything. If I could do that, you could do anything. And I'm like, this is my philosophy. This is what spirit taught me. Okay, what else? This is addicting. That facing your fears. Fear can freeze you in your tracks, make you not do what you want to do, or fear's $1 million industry.
Yeah.
That I'm in the middle of. Fear can we pay money to see scary movies, to watch ghost event no, we pay money to ride roller coasters. So that same fear, that adrenaline's you put that into the scary stuff. So I'm like, okay, I did the physical. That was great. What is something I could really challenge myself that I'm really, really not right for? I'm like, well, I got kicked out of home ec when I was in school. My husband won't let me in the kitchen. I'm gonna cook for Gordon Ramsay. So totally played the witch card. I tried out for MasterChef. I had the audition, and there's like 5,000 people at every audition, and they audition across the country. I'm sitting there in my cloak, and I'm carrying my eye of newt pumpkin soup with my big cauldron. I went, this is ridiculous. I'm ridiculous, but I'm going to teach Gordon about magical cooking, the energy you put into your food. Maybe I'm not the best cook. Maybe I don't even know what sauté means, but I'm going to teach him about magical cooking, which way to stir, going clockwise or counterclockwise to open, and just my magical techniques that I do in my spellcraft.
Right.
I just keep going on and on and on. Next thing I beat another 100,000 people. I'm
Oh,
on MasterChef channel thing going, any second they will figure out I do not know what boil water. And again, walking up on when and you're before you're ever even on main camera, you've been sequestered for a week, and you're you don't phones are taken away, nothing taken away. They say that you can bring 5 things with you. Everybody else brought things like, oh, their favorite cooking utensil or some herbs they bought on their last trip to Paris. I brought a K2 meter, a magical wand. I brought my witch's athame. I said nothing to do with cooking. But again, I beat those people, and it didn't last long. Gordon Ramsay's afraid of ghosts. But I got moments of teaching people about stir your kids' oatmeal with love. You guys, it makes a difference. So I'm like, oh my God, this is fun. This is a challenge. This is my new hobby. What can I do next? Okay, what am I? Okay, I was not right for physical. I was not right for cooking. Absolutely.
right.
And then I was watching America's Got Talent, and I'm so in awe of the talent of those people.
Me too.
I'm gonna do America's Got Talent, and again, no talent for it. This shows it's just no talent for it. So again, I'm at the convention center with 5,000 people, and I'm with the other people there. I'm going, "You do good. You look great. Oh my God!" Sending out this positive energy to all those people. Kept moving up, kept moving up, kept moving up. Just wishing them the best. Not like, "Oh, I hope they break their ankle. I hope they burn their chicken. I hope." No, just like, you guys, you've got the just sending out that love like you were just talking about.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I am rolling on the floor, making a fool of myself with Howie Mandel on the Dolby Theater. Going, yep, I beat another 100,000 people. That's what they always tell you. It's about 100,000 people. I was like, and again, I no talent for it. So it's not like I'm the world's best cook. No, it's just magic, positive thinking, magic, spellcraft. I'm an elemental witch. So it's using herbs and colors and sound and oils and everything that this earth was given us.
Yeah.
You know,
Which
we
is
could do
amazing.
anything.
I know. I remember when we were together, you were like, you just knew as a kid if you put lavender or what's it, mint and
Rosemary,
rosemary
man.
together. So do you know what I did? I went out and bought a mint plant and a rosemary plant.
Good. It works, doesn't it? Have you had
Well,
it's
so
money?
far, yeah. So far, I haven't manifested as big yet, but it's coming. Things are coming. So then recently I started going to affirmations because I'm not a big affirmation person, you know? So I'm saying, I literally create the affirmation of financial abundance and opportunities come to me easily and effortlessly. And
Good.
it started to work. And I went, wait a second. Louise Hayes used to say, if you put your hand on your throat, you feel the vibration of that. So it's doing it all. It's doing it all. It's like, wow, Patti started this and put it all together. And all of a sudden, amazing things happen. You know,
Amazing.
amazing things happen. It's incredible what
And it's
comes of this.
yeah, it's all I mean, and again, whatever language you speak doesn't matter. You could it's science and spirituality, as we know, is crashing together with quantum sciences. This is science. So you could talk in religious terms, you could talk in spiritual terms, you could talk in witchy terms, you could talk in academic terms, which my grandfather did, you could talk in scientific terms, but it's the same basic truth. We
Right.
create everything. We start it right here.
Oh,
We create reality, period.
I love
And
that.
someday, I think when we figure out how to use that other 90% of our brain, we'll be able to even break the law of physics, like fly without an airplane and really move things bigger than some of us move little thing, you know.
Right.
I think it's just that faith. And I think um and I do think that's a big part of that affirmations is go big, but don't go too big or bigger than you think you can.
Right.
Like if you believe you could be a billionaire, manifest that, do affirmations for that, do a spell work for that. If you don't really think you deserve to be a billionaire, start out with $1,000 and see how good you are at magic. Stair stepped up to then $100,000 and then 1,000,000. Success after success after success. If little successes are better than I'm going to be the richest person on the world by next week, you might be setting yourself up for failure. If you believe that, I believe you probably can, but
Right.
it has to be true belief in
Yeah.
yourself.
And
And the
that's huge,
magic,
isn't it?
that's everything.
It's huge because I'm a big person to talk about the book The Secret or the movie. I loved
Mhm.
it. Don't get me wrong. I loved it. I think it was a great premise. I think it was amazing. But I was more confused after I watched it than I was before I watched it. Just because of that factor of it didn't seem to quite tell you the basics. You know what I mean? It did what you're talking about now, it didn't really have in there, if that makes sense. So it
Yeah,
was kind
no,
of like a great process, but let's get to the basics. Let's really teach people how to do this. Really, where does it start from? And
yeah,
that's what you're about,
yeah.
you know?
They oversimplified that. I mean, that's all. Like, I
They
want a
did.
Maserati. I could have a Maserati. Not that simple. You have to have the basic law of it is basically that mind, body, spirit that 20,000 books are written about.
Yeah,
Psychology books, spirituality books, self-help books, The Secret. Mind, you have to believe it. You will never surpass your own belief system, period. You will never. I don't deserve love. Yeah, you're not going to get love. Love is easy. Guess what? Love becomes easy. Mind, body, we have to take action. We have to get off the couch. Spirit, that's the faith or magic. That's where people get lost. Spirit is the battery that makes it happen. That can be done through faith. Go to church, go to temple, pray. That could be done for New Age, affirmations, vision boards. That could be done through spell working, candles and herbs and oils. But anybody could look at anything that they've accomplished in their life.
yeah,
They've had the mind, body, spirit. They believe they could do it. They were worthy of it. They've taken action and they've had some kind of faith or magic behind it. The stuff you haven't quite accomplished, then one of those needs tweaking. You don't really believe it. You're not really taking action, or you don't have the energy, faith, magic to make it happen. Tweak those and you get it every time. In spell crafting, in my witch world, it's creation, working, dispatch, different word, creation. I'm going to do a love spell. Oh, so I should do it on Friday. That's the day of Venus. Okay, let's do it with rose petal. That's the same. We're putting it in our head. Mine, I mean, recreation, working. That's there we are, stirring the rose petals, stirring into the bath, and the
right.
spirit is the sending off into the heavens. It's again, whatever the language. See which part you're missing. You tweak it, and you move forward. That
I
easy.
love, I love that. Now, with using the premises, all this, is that how you've made? I'm gonna go there. The Good Witch. You know how so, and you know, you're not a fool to this. You know, there's a stigma. You know that people go, oh my God, she's a witch. She says she's a good witch, but she wears black. Well, she wears
Yeah.
purple too, guys. I've seen the purple. I've helped her buy the purple. You know what I
A
mean?
lot of purple, a lot of
And she
purple.
loves purple. You know, it's next to black. It's probably one of her favorite colors, which is awesome. But how do you get that stigma? And I know it's through positivity, and I know through it's education. But I know you also came out as a witch in a time, I mean, really not that long ago, that really it's still a huge stigma on witchcraft. It's still like, oh my God, she's taboo. And how do you
Right.
change that around? You
Oh,
know?
well, I just by being the best example if I can. I'm not into proselytizing. I think anybody can believe if they choose to think what I'm doing is wrong, that's okay. I mean, I know, but if you want to look at the life that I'm living and
Mhm.
what I do, it's by your works, is that any belief system will tell you that, you
Yeah.
know, am I breaking anything that your particular law of order, your commandment? Gosh, no, I'm not, you know. But I think why people are it's getting better and better because we're moving into this new age
Mhm.
and it's scary times. Things are scary. So whenever things are scary, people would go, I need to know there's more than this. So traditionally, people would go back to traditional religion, spiritual. They'll go back to church. They'll go back to temple. They'll go back to their roots, which is great. But for a lot of people, that's not keeping up. Their belief system isn't keeping up with science or with their lifestyle or their choices in life. And so they still want to know there's more. That's why this new spirituality, with or without
Mhm.
religion, isn't. And I was raised without any kind of religion. My grandfather was this practically evangelical atheist. It was just like preaching
Oh my God,
the
my God.
religion's bad, it's a weakness. But so I trusted everything. It's like there's the truth, just different names, different words. So but with people are going, wow, this old-fashioned church isn't working for me. So they're looking to alternative spirituality, whether new age or the witchy pagan or stop that. I don't know what that alarm is.
You sound like
Um,
me. I create alarm and go,
uh,
knock it off.
um, so that's why people like they're going to people like you and to people like me. And a lot of
Mhm.
people are going, I think the witchy part is because and people are it's getting better because we have to come back to earth because we need to save this planet. People are seeing fairies again. People just like
Yes.
they did 100 years ago. People are seeing gnomes. Like my friend Chris Fleming. Everybody knows Chris Fleming, TV,
Yes.
beautiful,
He's
handsome,
amazing. Yes.
me. He's great. He's like, I remember we were having this big conversation. Patty, I saw gnomes. Gnomes are real. Yeah, they are. We have to, yes, the heavens are great. Yes, the angels are great. We have to save our planet. It has to come back. My belief system, witchcraft, whether you're Wiccan or Thelemic or you're ceremonial, you're chaos magician, which is more science. I don't even put titles on that. It's we take responsibility for who we are. We take responsibility for what we do. It's not like turn around 3 times, hop on one foot, and you're forgiven.
Right.
No, we have to be responsible, and people are discovering that. So it's bringing a good name to this. And if you don't want to be a witch, great. Don't even use the title. Oh, you're a healer. You're a shaman. You're, make up a word. It doesn't matter. So, um, I just and I love the fact that it's actually, and I'm West Coast, so it's not like I'm in the middle of the Bible Belt and something that it's more evil here. It's less evil, but I get to travel, and everywhere I travel in the middle of those places, there's people are going, they see the light, they see the energy that's coming off of everybody, and it's like, okay, if that's a witch, then I could change that attitude. But I never sit there carrying a sign going, it has to be by example.
Right.
Um,
And I love
and
I love the example of just the positivity, you know, because
yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is my experience with witches. This is my experience, and I'll tell you what, you finished the transformation for me. Not that it
Oh,
wasn't already being transformed, but you changed the transformation. Because once upon a time ago, I was terrified of a witch, terrified. But I can't even think of her name, but she's a Salem witch. I can't think of her name, but she's amazing. God, I should remember her name, but I can't think of it. Anyway, I would see her picture and I would be mesmerized by looking at her picture from the 1970s, that beautiful blonde and the raven. I was like, oh, she's gorgeous. And I knew her story because she really put witchcraft on just by living her truth from a distance. I went to Salem. I walked around Salem for a day because I thought I got to do this. And I walked into the store I shut the door behind me and I looked down and there's that picture and I looked up and I went, "Where the hell am I?" You know what I mean? I was terrified. And the guy working the counter, I thought he was in garb. No, this is his day-to-day practice. And he looked at me and goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm terrified of that woman." And he starts laughing so hard. And I go, "Why?" He goes, "Do you want me to go upstairs and get her so you can meet her?" And I went, "No, no." You know what I mean? And he laughs at me, but he educated me. He goes, "You don't understand. She is the sweetest, most kind, loving person. She's not out for negativity. She's just amazing." I can't even think of her name for the life of me.
Lori Cabot.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And I was like, I sat there for probably 2 hours with this gentleman as he told me about all the good she does and told me about magic and told me about all this. And I went, wow. You know what I mean? It wasn't for me, but wow, I was impressed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So then I went on many years since then going, this is cool. This is understandable. Do I really want to know one? Do I really want one as my friend? I don't know what might happen. And then I met you and you educated even more. And your positivity was just like, and you were just like, I need to send love to this. I need to send love to that. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't do negative. You were like, no, no, it's all positive.
Yeah, because you have to live in the world you create. It's not good or evil. You're going to heaven or hell. We create our world right here.
Yeah.
If you can get everything and create amazing life from positivity and love, why would you go negativity? Why would I do make if I did a spell to control somebody else, that means I live in a world where I can be controlled by somebody else. I don't want to be controlled by somebody else. If I did a hex on somebody or a curse on somebody, I now live in a world where curses and hexes exist. Why? Why? If we create our world, which I firmly believe, you don't have to. That's why people are you getting cursed all the time? No, I'm not. I don't, that's just not in my, it's just not in my wheelhouse.
I love
I
that.
just love. And if somebody is sending you negative energy, send them love back. They don't know what hit them. And it's sincere and not just like, yeah, I love you. It's just like, love, you probably had a bad day.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was telling examples of that in my life where it's just totally night and day switch things around, which is amazing. Now let's kind of switch gears and talk about like the ghost finders or not ghost
Adventures.
finders, ghost
Everybody gets it
adventures.
wrong. Goes
Oh my,
hunters.
no, it's the ghost finders. You, as you know, because you're a huge part of Paraflex. They're coming out this Saturday. The first episode I'm actually
Yeah.
on site is coming out, and I'm like, yes, I'm so excited.
Yay.
I've been
Oh, you'll
waiting
have
since
so
like
much fun.
November, and I'm like, it's finally coming out. And then Patty, I
Yay.
look at it, and I got to be positive because I looked at the trailer and I went, I don't look like that anymore. Look at the trailer once, you'll see what I'm talking about.
I do that every time though, because there's nothing less flattering than that kind of lighting you do on.
I'm 80 pounds lighter.
Yeah, I know you look even tinier than when I saw you. You are tiny, girl. You look amazing.
Thank you, thank you. And you know what? It's positive thinking because I honestly haven't lost a pound, but I'm like, I'm free in inches. I'm free in heaviness. I'm free in
Yeah.
that. And it's like the scale's not changing, but everything else is, and it's great.
Yeah.
So, but
And
it's
just love it all because me too. I've always been in a bit of an accordion.
yeah,
I'm a professional at it. It's like, oh yeah, that was a heavy month. That was a light month. That's a heavy month. And it's just you
it
go
is
with
what
it.
it is. It
Yeah.
is what it is. But I do want to talk about Ghost Adventures because that is a very long running show. It's very popular.
Yeah.
I know positivity got you there, but how did that happen? Like, how did you get there?
It,
Did you just know somebody because you're in Hollywood or
no. Honestly, the first episode, again, I am in Hollywood and I had done lots of different one-off apparently Jeff Lewis, Nicole Richie, Pitball's a bunch of actors. Shows that weren't specifically ghosty, but they'd bring me in for ghosty things,
Oh,
like what's going on in this house. So, but still, fluke-wise, it literally they came to LA and they were doing a haunted Hollywood, and they were shooting at the American Legion Hall.
Okay.
And the people at the American Legion Hall. See, I like fun ghosts. The shows you always want to go to the insane asylum and the serial killer's house. I like going where the ghosts are hanging from the chandelier having a party because they like it. But anyway,
I mean, they've
they
been there for 100 or 200 years. They're doing something other than going, "Boom."
yeah, and it's like they're not stuck. No, they're having a party, you
Yeah.
know. But anyway, I had recently done. I'm on the board of the Hollywood Arts Council. We put art in the grade school. I mean, that's what I do, charity work. So, and I had done a ghost tour at this Hollywood not athletic Hollywood American Legion. It was great. It was not everybody in the black that you do. It's like everybody in dressed up 1940s Hollywood clothes. My husband's jazz band is playing, and I took it on kind of ghosty walks throughout, all these dressed to the nines people for this fundraiser. And I went, and all of a sudden Charlie Chaplin was there. Charlie Chaplin was on this chair, and I'm like, didn't have I'm like, Charlie Chaplin is in this chair. And little beknownst to me, the guy who ran the joint or something saw that. And when Zach and the guys were there, they go, there was just this woman here, this medium woman who pointed out Charlie Chaplin's chair, and she didn't know. He sat there every night or every Friday night, and she had no idea. She wasn't doing anything. And I explained what he did. So they called me in. That first show would have been just like every show they've done for 25 seasons now. They call in either the local person who experienced something or the local psychic or medium or the local paranormal. And it should have been like a one-off, like, yeah, I experienced this, but something just clicked. I just fell in love with the guys. I know those kind of guys. My husband's a drummer. We produce like the world's biggest drum show. So these are those kind of guys, except they're into paranormal versus drugs. I mean, drums, not drugs. Drums, no drugs.
And drums. Drums.
Yeah, and drums. So we just kind of hit it off, and I became the person to call. I think the next one might have been Black Dahlia, and they wanted a seance. I guess they learned what I do a seance, and there you get the serial killer channel you. And then they just kind of all of a sudden, whenever they needed either the raising of the veil the way I do it, which is different than a lot of people, or somebody to go feel out. But they're so good. I mean, people don't get it. If they make fun of that show a little bit because they're so committed, that's because they're intrigued. They are committed. They're like little kids. When we teach mediumship, we see that faith of a child that I just go to that place. That's what you have to do. That's what they do. They crank it up to 110%. So people say, is that fake? No, it's not fake. Honestly, if I know a location, they won't have me go in. I've sent them locations and I'll stand outside going, this is what I've experienced here. They don't want anything that looks like it's been done before. I show up to a place and I'll fly to a place. They'll pick me up and I don't know anything. And just literally blindfolded if you have to be, literally in the trunk of a car almost, stuck in a room. Even like the Cecil Hotel. It's like, I remember Zach called me a couple weeks before. He goes, okay, Patty, we're going to be in LA. We need you. Okay. Didn't hear from him. All of a sudden I get this phone call. I'm down at my brother's house, 20 miles away. And he goes, okay, we're here. And can you get here in 2 hours? We're downtown. And I'm a girl. I'm going 2 hours. Did I wash my hair? Oh my God. Do I have time to put on makeup on? What am I wearing?
Right.
So, and he didn't even tell me, Cecil. He goes, it's downtown, kind of funky. And he gave me the address. When I get there, I'm like, that's the Cecil Hotel. That's the water tower, girl. I wouldn't have anyway, but I didn't have time to go, oh yeah, Richard Ramirez there and all these other serial killers and how many deaths. I go in blind because that's what they want to. That's where the good television comes. Yeah. Not like, oh yeah, I know somebody died in this room. I'm not that good of an actor. Nobody is that good of an actor. I just want to go in and go, somebody died in this room.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've got to have spirit with me or something because my technology is going off left and right. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Probably.
Patty comes in and everything's going haywire.
It happens all the time.
It's good. It's all
and
good.
For you to put two of us together, it's like,
it's what's going to happen. You know, I mean, the storm came in, it started pounding. I'm like, am I going to hold my internet? You know what I mean? God. All I did was send a comment to somebody and it starts playing over there. I'm like, why are you playing? It's just crazy. Oh, wow. I love that. So is the Ghost Fighters the only ghost show you've done, or do you do other ones?
No, I just did. I just worked with Jack Osborne and Katrina Weidman on Portals to Hell. That was fun. Again, I didn't know where I was going, except that they had to show my plane ticket. Yeah, manifest it.
I'm manifesting that. I don't even. I
Oh,
seen Lisa Williams on that. It was the first time I actually watched it because I don't like the name. I mean, to me, the name all of a sudden just scares me. I don't know why. Maybe it's designed to do that. But I
yeah.
watched it because Lisa's a good friend of mine. I went, "That's a cool show. Oh my gosh!" And
You
then I
know
see
what's
you on it.
cool?
I'm like,
They are
I gotta
cool.
manifest this.
Um, because they and the producers even tell you, and Jack and Katrina tell you, it's like I mean, they have poker faces to the nth degree. Because not that anybody else will tell you, walk in, you go, something happened here. You kind of see that, yeah, that did, or not. They will. You could be naming first name, middle name, last name, what happened there, and Jack and Katrina will go, okay,
You know what?
and
I know what
and
you're
I love
saying.
that
Yeah, and I know you're saying that is honest to God's
un-
truth because Jack and
until the
Lisa are
end.
really good friends. Lisa actually gave Jack, I think, his first crystal or something like that.
Wow.
She's friends with Ozzy and all of that. So when I watched the episode, you would think in that episode he didn't even like Lisa because he is so stone faced, and I'm like, you guys are friends. Like you're not cracking a smile. You're not nothing.
Nope, that's their thing until the end at the reveal. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, a bird. There was a bird thing. I was like, because
yeah.
I'm sitting there. I almost when I was like, what did I was like, oh, nothing. The bird flew by. That's the weirdest thing. I even almost went too left brain on that, and that was exactly right. So,
Oh,
yeah, I mean, you're always a little bit like. Just that little bit of human goes in like, what if I get nothing? What if I got no sight today? What if I hear crickets? But every place that you do those kind of things has usually been so vetted out. It's so active. There's not any way you're not going to. So
exactly.
yeah, I've done a bunch of different ones. I just shot a new Travel Channel one. I just shot again. I'm still doing a lot of I'm the paranormal part of non-paranormal. I just did well, Mysteries Decoded, that hasn't aired yet. That is gone very paranormal. I just did Basketball Wives, which is not paranormal. And then my YouTubers, which I love. I just keep
Let's
going
talk
younger
about
and
that because
younger.
I know you love them.
Yeah.
Let's
Because
talk.
I love my 40 something, my ghost adventure guys. So then I
I
started working, they called me with TFIL, Elton Castee, Corey Scherer. They're the number one, their overnight channel is paranormal. They were the daredevil guys that jump off cliffs, and
yeah,
they're sweetest guy. And so I'm into my 20 something. Elton's hit 30 now, but I just love, and they have no rules. Like which is, I'm so used to TV and network TV that
right.
like with Zach to the Cecil, I was like, I want to go to the roof. I want to the roof. You can't go to the roof because the fire marshal's not here right now. When I
Mhm.
got there with TFIL, I go, I wish I could go to the roof. No fire marshal. They like, we don't have a fire marshal. Oh, no rules. YouTube. Ah. So I do a seance on the roof. I open it. So they're great. And again, that youthful enthusiasm, no one's got jaded yet. It's great. And then I also work a lot with Awesomeness TV, and that's teen oriented. They have a bunch of like teenage, high school age kids. So I do, I don't know, 3 or 4 different shows that they do. And it's great. Where I'm having a slumber party with the kids out in the woods of Malibu. It's like, this is so goofy.
I love that.
With these beautiful, so open and so full of possibility life. And then now, so I've got the teen set. Now I've been working with this really great, just turned 14-year-old Gavin Magnus. He's a YouTube sensation, musical guy. And again, these people all have, the YouTubers all have the budget. They all have everything. They go, when we go to the Biltmore, we go to the $25,000 a night, presidential suite where all the presidents say 4,000. It's like, I like these YouTube kids, and I'm with 13 and 14-year-olds now. It's like, again, that open. I'm waiting for my kindergartners.
I was gonna say, or the
Let's talk the
kindergarten. I mean, you're
spirit.
just
Let's
someone, hey,
talk.
it just popped out. It's
Yeah,
okay. It's not gifts.
yeah, it's all good.
Oh, good.
Um,
I mean, did you ever think once? I mean, have you been manifesting this whole career? I know you say yes to everything, but did you ever see you would be like working with the younger population the way you do in such an influential way? Did you ever see that
no,
coming?
no, I really didn't. I mean, I don't even have kids. I mean, I couldn't have kids because of all those weird health things, but
Right.
I really didn't. But the Good Witch thing came from, I'm a big fan of Wizard of Oz. What's every kid's favorite movie? Wizard of Oz. Yes, I do have that great big pink Glinda dress.
Yeah.
I have Glinda dolls all over. I am trying to work on arriving in the big bubble because I know they have those
Okay.
workout bubbles. And but
I could see
no,
you
but
doing it. I could so see you doing a photo shoot.
It's like, get me out. But see, then I always turn into Lucy. It's like there's no elegance to it. I always it's like, and you trip on your way into Gordon.
That's
Um,
okay. It's
that's life.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I didn't think that. But again, I've some of us have very wide paths. And I teach that to a lot of people. It's yes, we have to have that laser beam focus to manifest, to do what we do. There's techniques for spell crafting, for manifestation, for positive things. But it's not always. Sometimes it's the windy, it's the scenic route. And so when you get there, you didn't get there as fast, but all the places you went getting there, it's
I know I have
beautiful. So
people on
don't
here, the comments going, I didn't know she did that. I don't know she did. They're like, oh my God, I love TFIL, overnight. And they're like, they didn't know. And I'm like, your life is just so big and so beautiful. You know what I mean? Because I brought on people that are like, you know what, I do this and this is what I do and I do this. But really, your life is so magical. It's just so, wow.
It has to be fun. I mean, this,
It does.
all sorts of great things come later, but this is life. We get to be silly humans.
Yeah.
There's something really fabulous about that free will and getting to screw things up every once in a while
So,
in a fun way. Like it's
yeah.
like, yeah, and just live it to the fullest. And I really didn't. There was like 15 years in there. I didn't. Between 15 and 30, it's like that struggle. I thought, oh, you had to struggle or it had to be hard. It's like that's all. That's a lie. It doesn't. So
You
now
give me
I want to do
Yeah, you give me such inspiration because I hit 51 and I was like, I got this and
baby.
this, but and then I met you and I went, I'm 51. That's not old. My whole
That's a
life
baby.
ready to go. It's like, who says I can't do this stuff because I'm 50? You don't have to be in your 20s. I mean,
I
come
work out
on.
with a girl and she's a relationship coach and we do this singles class together. Uh she's 84 and she could run circles around most of the 20s and 30-year-olds in our workout exercise class. And it's not just the physical, it's that mindset. What am I going to do next? I'm going to do this. I have the podcast, just
Mhm.
it's that keeping that love of life will keep you young. Chronological age does not have anything to do with it.
It doesn't because I could have 5 years left. I could have another 51. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
really knows? You know what I mean? I would hate to think and I was thinking my life was pretty much over at 50, going, I have no place else. See, technology today, it's just having a good old time, isn't it?
Yep.
So, it's because I can do tech. I can do tech. So all the tech is going to go.
Yeah. Right.
So I want to talk also, where was I get? Oh my God, my hair is all over the place. Um, I know you've talked about having a production company, you know about production and all this, but how did Paraflix come into play? I preach about Paraflix, but how did that come into play? What is that?
It was okay. This was again divine guidance prevention. Somehow, well, first I met Nick, our partner in Paraflix and in the school. He was 20 at the time, maybe 21 in the UK, a cute Italian guy, and he said, "Patty, will you do a live with me? I like who you are. Will you do a live on Instagram?" Sure. That's sure. All of a sudden he goes, "This is good. Well, you want to teach a class for me?" Good. All of a sudden we're starting a school. And then we started just teaching this little thing that he wanted to do. And then I what was it? Oh, Natalie.
Yeah.
He somehow met Natalie. He just like he could see energy in people and see people are going to accomplish things. Somehow he met Natalie. I don't know how. And then Natalie asked me because she was going to do a big Paracon, Texas Paracon,
Right.
and she wanted me to be one of the speakers, one of the things at Paracon. Yeah, we'll do that. All of a sudden, somebody threw us in a big pot, and this whiz 20-year-old kid in the UK, Natalie, who's this amazing businesswoman, and me, who's I don't know what I am. I'm a manifester.
You're a man.
He's like, let's start a streaming service. And me just say yes. It's like I already work like 900 hours a day by choice. But it's like, and I didn't plan to start a school this year. It's like, okay, yeah, what a great idea. Yes. And the three of us, we just said yes. It just happened. And everything came together. Doors opened, this. and at the same time, this school. So we started the official school, University Magickus, with Nick and myself, and then my best friend, the vampire. So not only which I'm a
You
vampire, Father
vampires, we haven't even
Sebastian.
got to that part yet. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a good vampire. I don't
He's a
drink
good
blood. I
vampire.
don't take people's energy. I'm not a psychic vampire. That again, talk about witches being misunderstood or psychics or mediums. Put the vampire world on it. Put your fangs on, huh?
Yeah.
But it's the most beautiful magic. When Sebastian first offered to fang me, I'm like, no. I met him on Ghost Adventures. He's like really close friends with. I'm like, no. It sounds fun. You're cute, but my idea of vampires isn't good. I don't. But then I started reading his books. He has these amazing. It's magic just like mine. It's beautiful, elemental, positive. Embrace life. That's what the difference of vampires is. Like, we embrace life. If you're gonna party, you're gonna party till 3 a.m. You're gonna dance with all abandon. That's what this is. It's about elegance. And so, okay.
Right.
So with the school, Sebastian and myself and Nick started it. And then with Paraflix, it was Nick and Natalie and myself. Nick is this little business mind that holds things together. And then we all have these different, and Paraflix is born. And we just like, yes, we want to give options to people to really create what they want to, like Rob, to
Yeah.
people who have this siphon. And you may or may not get on Travel Channel or Discovery Plus, but there's a place for you. You're doing quality stuff. Let's create that place. And we did.
Exactly. And I love it. And that's what people don't realize. It's like, I mean, it is a stream. It's not an expensive streaming service, but it's growing, and I laugh because, I heard about it and I was like, oh my God, I brought Natalie on the show last year, or actually it was this year. And I went, oh my God, I want to do more with Paraflex, but I don't do anything. But I'm 2 episodes on the Ghost Finders. I'm going to be in the Devil's Toy Box. I'm getting brought in one by one.
See, you're Paraflex. You're Paraflex.
I'm Paraflex now. You know what I mean? I'm Paraflex. And it's so cool. It is so cool to have that platform to say, I'm just me. I'm just me, and I get to be me.
Yep. Yes, you.
It's so
authentic,
amazing.
Beautiful.
It is. And it's exactly it. It's awesome, and to have a place that's just paranormal, for people to go, oh my God, there is a place for it. There is a place for, not just Discovery Plus and I mean, they're all amazing. Don't get me wrong, but have just a totally paranormal network is phenomenal. And the fact that you guys came together to create this is like, wow, it's just incredible. And wow,
Yeah, thanks.
So
And we're
go ahead. Yeah.
No, I said, and we're bringing more and more spirituality, and it's some beautiful films and some beautiful shows. It's just like, this vision just kind of came together. It was like floating, and we just grabbed it, And again, and the same with my school. That's probably my biggest passion is the school. Who would have thunk that? I want to cut every class I can, and which I was not the world's best student to be. Now I help run the school, and it's a spirituality. It's a mystery school, old fashioned. We do not teach any one belief system. Believe me.
Right.
We are not attached to. We have witches, vampires, Catholic priests, exorcists, New Agers, Reiki. It's all here. You find your truth. All positive magic, but it's magic.
I just received the email that went out last week of a few free things for people to be introduced to it. And I was like, that is incredible.
Come take a class.
Just incredible to come on and to be able to do that. And you're saying, hey guys, everybody's welcome, which is amazing, which is truly amazing. So you'd already touched on it. So let's touch on it. Let's touch on the vampirism thing. What, you know what I mean? You're like,
I could put my fangs in. No.
you know what? Again, you taught me more. You taught me more about that. So what is that about? Because even that stigma, and I hate the stigma of it, because I think when we do see about it, we don't see what it is at the core. Because when you see the documentaries, you see, what's out there. You see you see people drinking each other's blood. You see them going there. You don't see what you're doing, what it truly is.
Well, Father Sebastian started when he was a kid himself in like 95, 96. And it came out of this. I don't even know what it came out of, but there's lots of kinds of vampires, and yes, there's very bad vampires. You know, there's bad witches. We know that. There's bad New Agers. There's bad psychics. A lot of them. There's bad mediums. You know, so we make those choices. And there's a different kinds. There's dress up live. There's cosplay vampires who just like to dress up and be a little gothy and do whatever. There's lifestylers, which I guess I would be. And then there's the ones that really take it into spirituality.
Right.
And when I started literally reading his book and the Black Veils books and the story, I was like, this is my exact magic. It's elemental magic. It's life enforcing magic. So if you think of vampires, it's the living forever. It doesn't mean we're drinking blood to think I've not drank blood in my life. It's embracing life. It's drinking. You're in a crowd of people at a concert of your favorite band, and that's the life force you're drinking in. And I've always been a little hedonistic. It's like, if a little is good, more is better. You know,
Right.
if 3 sets of earrings is good, 4 sets of earrings is better. If I wore
Right.
14 scarves, let's wear 15. There's a little bit of that, like, kind of hedonistic, just embrace life. But we
Right.
do beautiful magic. And he's been doing the Endless Night Ball, which he's the world's best fangsmith. He is custom.
Right.
There's no glue. There's no click them in, click them out.
Yeah, every
And
time I
there's
see
something
you, I'm like, "How are those in your mouth?" Every time I'm like, "I've dressed up as a vampire." It's never worked for me.
no,
Once it
these are
did, and what I did is I cut biting my lip and I ripped it all apart.
ah
It's like,
yeah, no, they're made like dentists. He's like a dental tech.
oh,
But the Endless Night Ball, so you dance and beautiful dancers and magicians and this and that. And downstairs we're doing beautiful ritual work to the goddess to save the planet, something for the Ukraine. Let's make a difference on this planet with what we're doing. So it's pretty much the biggest way I explain the difference of my vampire world and my witch world is, in my witch world, we wear cloaks and we dance around. The cloaks are either organic cotton or Stevie Nicks black lace. That's a
okay.
witch world. My vampire world, they're velvet with a red satin lining. There's the
There's a difference.
fancier cloaks, because it's about chivalry and elegance. We do high tea and tarot. When we were at Vegas at the thing that we do a lot with House of Blues, and we all did, vampire high tea. It's taking it back to the turn of the last century. There is a magic to dressing up, and the girls and the boys dressing up in the long coats and the things. There is something fun to that. It's like bringing that elegance back, and that's what the mythos of vampire partly does. And then if you want to put it into this beautiful magical what you do matters framework.
Yeah. And it's beautiful because I've seen the pictures when you post, and it's like, God, it's just beautiful. It just wants to pull you in because it is magical. It is like, who would not want to do this? Who would not want to do that? And Shelby's going, thanks, because I was sitting here like, vampires. Like, now you're talking about vampires. It's like, yeah, this is Patti, and this is Patti's life. And it's all beautiful, and you see the positivity and what good we can do with things. So what do you have coming? I know you went to Ireland, so I want to talk a little bit about that so people know, because you're going again. You're going again.
Yes,
You
we're
shared
doing
that
it
this
again.
morning.
This was a really magical tour to Ireland, because it was a Game of Thrones tour. So we went to all these ancient castles, and then I was what they call the ambassador, like Rob. We're all, the ambassador, you're the person. So I got to do seances in these beautiful castles, or lift the veil, or we got to do magic. We'll be at some we got to go to a fairy farm. We're real fae. And Ireland, they're more afraid of fairies than we are. My fairies are much more mischievous. Like, you don't go in unless you're invited. Well, that I understand. But
Mhm.
oh my gosh, the fae actually turned me around once. There was this fairy tree. We had permission to use this beautiful organic farmer. We're walking for acres and acres. Again, greenest place you've ever been, by the sheep and by the cows and by the horses that look like unicorns, the white stallions. And we walked through under the fairy tree, and it was like you went through a psychedelic experience. And then I walked out, and everybody was about 50 yards behind me. I'm looking at the people in front of me. I'm petting this beautiful white stallion to my left. I'm looking at a cow to my right. I go, this is magic. I close my eyes. I open my eyes, and the people are gone, and the stallion is on my right and the cow is on my left. but they hadn't moved. The Fae had literally picked me up and turned me around 180 degrees.
Wow.
I'm like, that is such a fairy thing to do because I do have a lot of,
Yes.
I have a big yard in Holly. I have like a third of an acre in the hills.
Right.
They would always, they'll separate the cream from the honey that I give them. They'll put them in different, so this is such a faith. It's like, it's the most magical place. The people in Ireland are so sweet. So we're doing even more witchy, more magical one next year.
I
For
can't
May, we'll be
wait
there
to
for
see.
Beltane, which is the big witch holiday other than Samhain and Halloween, when the veil
Right.
is the thinnest and celebrating life. So
I
yeah.
love that.
And then with Sebastian, we have Romania coming up in November for the
Oh,
vampire side of things. So yeah, we're gonna go to Romania, Vlad's castle, both the Dracula one and Sebastian himself, besides being this spiritual vampire, he knows the complete history, the mythos of vampire, the movie story, the story. He's storyteller. He used to be like tour guide at the Paris cave. So he knows all aspects of it, the real, the not real, the storytelling. So him and myself, and then just if people are worried, James Anito, who's the Catholic priest exorcist, is going. So it should be a really fun threesome in November in Romania.
now do you take a tour with that too? Because with the Ireland tour, you take people with you. It's like, hey,
Yeah,
sign
no,
up. You
no.
know what I mean? And
That's what this is. It's called
same thing.
that's what this is. It's called the Birth of the Vampires Tour because I think both Vlad and like Bram Stoker were born. Whatever we're gonna do a little endless night at the big castle, the Bram Castle that everybody goes to that thinks is Dracula's castle,
Mhm.
or the Vlad Castle. Then we're gonna go to the real one in ruins where you have to walk like up 1,500 stairs to get to. We're going to that really scary forest that's like the second most scary next to the one in Japan. We're going to the Witch's Pond, and to do ritual, to do beautiful magical ritual, which is it's like once in a lifetime.
That's
So
just
if that suits anybody, come join us. It's amazing tour.
definitely, definitely. And I mean, and that's what I wanted you to talk about because I want people to know about this. I want people to go. I want them to sign up. Where is there anything else you're doing? I mean, so much. Is there
I've
anything
got
coming up?
this everything. There's I'm having I've got this. I'm in July this month we're going to Texas with Natalie and Moon Girl Sarah Garcia and Haley Prince. Like 5 of us women who were hanging out in Vegas in December are all doing this old school house in Dallas, like 3 hours out of Dallas. We're doing Texas in a couple weeks. We still have a couple tickets left for that. Men are welcome too, but I love that it's a woman-led thing.
Right.
Then Michigan Paracon in August, and then it goes crazy. I've got 2 trips to Massachusetts, one a real witchy one, and one Massachusetts Paracon. I've got a thing in New York, I think. There's 2 Virginia City things I can't figure out. There's the one for Doug who used to do it, Virginia City Paracon. I've got the PEX with Paraflix is one of the promoters of that, one of the
Right.
sponsors in Virginia City. I've got Vulture City Paracon. Everything out west is a city. We're not old. Like I get to go. You guys, the East Coast, you guys have old things, 200-year-old buildings. Like we went to that school.
Mhm.
You go to, you know, but
Yeah.
in the West, we're new. The only thing old we have is mining town. So we go to Virginia City and Nevada City and Vulture City, which are great because they're supercharged. I think
Mhm.
because of all the metals in the ground and all the big personalities that went there. I'm gonna get rich. I'm gonna discover the world.
Right.
Because as a medium, big in life, big in death.
Yep.
The quiet banker is the quiet ghost. The movie store or the miner. Are big
Right.
ghosts.
And I can't wait because I'll be there in Vulture City with you. So I cannot wait just to see
Yay,
you
I'm
and give
so
you a hug. I'm just like, yes, I get to go see Patty and Natalie and everybody all over again. So I can't
and
wait.
and that is such a fun one because we're in a little old ghost town in the middle of the desert. It's gonna be hot and
So
fabulous.
I'm coming in a bikini because I don't have the body for it, but that's okay. I don't care.
You do, you do, you do. You do, but be careful, a lot of sunscreen. I
So
still give long because you will toast, you will cook
I will fry.
in
I
that
can't
bikini.
imagine. Yeah, I know we're going to October and it's still gonna be so hot. But that's
Yeah,
okay. That's
that's
okay.
okay. No, it's beautiful little town. Yeah.
Yeah. So how do people find you, Miss Patty, to follow you and all of it?
Everywhere. Bathroom walls are no, Pat my home pattynegri.com. Pattynegri.com. You can get everywhere. I'm of course on all the social medias. Do be careful though, because sadly, which is happening to all of us, there's fakes. I will never DM you. I will never ask you for money. I will never say you need a reading ever, period. On the best one on Facebook, there's a few. I have my witching hour, but Patti Negri Psychic Medium, the one that I'm actually verified, the blue check one. That's
Oh,
the
you did.
best one on
Awesome.
Facebook.
You got your check.
On Facebook. Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
on
God. Thank you.
Facebook, nowhere else yet. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's our business is hard to get verified.
Yeah. And you know what? You and I were talking
And-
about, I literally sent in all my documents, sent in because after people started doing that with me and like charging for, and people were paying it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, and they were getting a hold of me. I'm like, it's not me. So I went through the whole process. I've sent in more stuff. They say, yeah, it's you. But I'm like,
No, it doesn't. And we're the people who need it because the reason for verification, not I'm famous, it's so
Yeah.
people don't imitate you and they
Yeah.
imitate us. So Instagram hasn't yet, and for me, and I'm like, I don't, but it's whatever. But
It is.
Instagram, it's Patti.Negri, Patti.Negri. And I have like, I don't know, 40 some thousand, not some, though some of the fakes have gotten up to 3,000 and 4,000, but
Yeah.
40 some thousand. Twitter, Patti Negri. You can get to all the right links from my from
Yeah.
my pattinegri.com. I have a YouTube page. I do lots of free everything. I do a week with my witching hour. I do a weekly magic lesson every week. I have amazing guests. Get you back on there. I like to give away information. So that's what I do, just like you do.
I do. You know, we got to, because this world is not about hoarding the information or hoarding the love. It's about giving it out and everybody growing within it. You know what I mean? We can't change the world unless we give out what we got. It just is what it is, you know, is what it is. So thank you so much, Patti, for coming on and joining me this morning. You are such a treasure. I can't even express how much I care about you and think about you. And I just love the heck out of you. You don't even know.
And you, and I love the heck out of you. And again, I think of you every day as I see my little purple boots and my tag. It's like, I'm going shopping with DeEtte next time. So I don't know if there's anywhere good to shop in Arizona though.
Well,
Because we're in Wickenburg. Phoenix. We're going to Phoenix day trip.
Everybody like, we're Patti. They just went shopping.
They went shopping. I can't wait to see you. And thank you for all you do with the show and your beautiful, beautiful work.
Thank you.
We need it. So thank you.
We do. We need more people. We do. So thank you so much. And for everybody else, I'll be back in a few minutes with DeEtte Ranae, School Through Spirit on WLTK-DB. Bye-bye, Miss Patti. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
The unexplained. It's all around us and usually supplies more questions than answers. You need answers. You need Cross Country Paranormal. Founded by Benjamin Young, CCP seeks to train, educate, and mentor anyone that has a passion for the paranormal. CCP is building a network of teams and investigations across the country, and all experience levels are welcome. Learn more about CCP on their website, ccpinvestigations.com, where you can find frequently asked questions, check out their equipment, follow their latest events, and of course, shop. Visit them now at ccpinvestigations.com. That's ccpinvestigations.com. Cross Country Paranormal. All are welcome. All are family.
Hey everybody, this is DeEtte Ranae. Welcome back to School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. I've had the beautiful pleasure of having Miss Patti Negri on this morning. Oh my God, my heart is soaring. I just love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. I cannot tell you how much I adore her and how much respect I have for her and all that she does. Just truly amazing. Truly, truly amazing. So literally, we're going to do the daily card pull right now. And I love Jody's like, I'm cards 1, 3, and 5. I love that. So we are going to do Nature's Whispers cards again today because, you know, I like these cards. I like other cards today. I get hooked on cards. So I do. I get hooked on different ones. And that's what I'm hooked on for a while. And that's these cards for right now. We'll go to other cards someday. I don't know. But let's start with this again with the daily card pull. We do 5 card stud here. And basically, I want you to pick a card 1 through 5, pick 2 cards, 3, 5, pick them all if you want. I'm good with whatever. Okay. So let's just do this. See what comes up. This is for your week ahead. This is for your week ahead, not for your day, but for your week. Um, Going from there. So we have got seek beauty is number 1. Seek beauty, and I like this because you know what, beauty is all around us. But I like the fact that with this, it's really staring at this. It's really looking for it, and we don't necessarily do that. We might see the glory around us. We might see a lot of things, but we don't really just look for the beauty within. Because sometimes you just have to get rid of your thoughts, your preconditioned thinkings, your preconditioned everything to seek that beauty. So if you pick number 1, you're in a time in life where you have to start seeing the beautiful things of nature and what's going on around you. Okay. Card number 2, I picked up 2 and 3. Card number 2, Bountiful Harvest. The Bountiful Harvest. I love this card. I really do. Because when you look at this, it is everything. Everything. Bountiful Harvest isn't just, hey, a little bit here and a little bit there. You know what I mean? It is literally everything around you. And that's what the Bountiful Harvest does. So it's time for you to look around. If you're sitting there feeling like poverty, if you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't have much, I don't know what else I can do, you really kind of put yourself in a mindset to think I am being limited. So what you need to do is you need to look around everything. You know what I mean? Is it going to change your money circumstance right now? Maybe not. But what it is going to change, it is going to change your way of thinking. It's going to change your attitude. You're going to start to see all that you do have. And that there is going to start to give you the attitude adjustment you need to start realizing how much more you have. And it's going to allow those doors to open up for more to come to you. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for the Bountiful Harvest. Number 3, catch your breath. Catch your breath. So if you pick number 3, life has been moving a little bit faster for you. You might be feeling a little overwhelmed. You might be feeling like, oh my God, what's all around me? So catch your breath really is taking the time to smell the roses, taking the time to go, okay, I need to gather my thoughts. I need to gather what's going on with me. I need to appreciate this, and I need to take a moment to figure that out. So with that being said, if you picked number 3, it is time for you to take a moment, ground yourself, catch your breath, enjoy the beauty around you, and then move forward. Okay. Number 4, celebrate differences. Isn't this a cool card? I love this because we got unicorns and we got dolphins and we have mermaids and we have doves and we got castle below. And if you look in the river, it's a river, right? But does that not look like a person in the river? So it really is, when you're looking at this card, the differences are all around us. And I like the fact within this card, you're seeing differences, but they're all magical, aren't they? Whether it be just a simple lake that looks like there's a person in the lake, whether there's a shell that's above water, whatever it is, everything is magical. To start to look at those differences and start to see what they really are about. You know, me and Patti, night and day different people. Oh my gosh, night and day. Doesn't mean I can't celebrate her and doesn't mean I can't love her and doesn't mean I can't be in a total awe of her, but I don't have to be her. I don't even have to be like her. But I do see how amazing she is, and I celebrate those differences. I celebrate it because it helps to uplift us both. So really look around you, start celebrating those things that are just a little bit different than you are, and see how magical they really are. The last card. Oh, heighten your vitality. Heighten your vitality. Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. You know, this really is about just lifting yourself up. This is really looking at yourself and lifting yourself up. And I love the fact that when you look at this card, this person, yeah, they're lifting up what looks like the world or a globe or the moon or whatever it is. But look above. Oh, over here, I'm all backwards. Look up above. Look at how much that when they're just lifting this, how much more they've lifted above. Okay. So heighten yourself, really bring yourself up more than what you think. Stop being a Debbie Downer about yourself. Start being more positive. Bring that up to a much higher level. Okay. So card number 1 is Seek the Beauty. Number 2 is Bountiful Harvest. Number 3 is Stop and Catch Your Breath. Number 4 is Celebrate the Differences, guys. And number 5 is Heighten that Vitality. Now, do we all want, I didn't even grab a card. let's do a clarification card for all of it. Let's use Beyond Luminaire. Beyond Luminaire. One of these times I'm going to say, hey guys, you tell me which cards to grab, because that'll just be fun. Because I'll tell you what, just because I have them doesn't mean I've opened up the decks. And just let's test if I can do this. You know what I mean? So you know what? I've got a lot of different cards back there, guys. One of these times, you know what? Towards the beginning of the show, you're going to have to do a vote on which cards I'm going to pull from, and we'll go from there. But let's do the clarification card, the Luminaire card, Beyond Luminaire, because they're just fun. So, I'm trying to grab it. Okay, so, ooh, well, this is a little different. Wow, is that not cool or what? The deck I have, you know, if I got the bigger deck, I got the smaller deck, I would just have the picture. I wouldn't, and I would have that it said radical expansion on there. I would just have the picture, and the book would have all the words. This I'm kind of cheating, aren't I? Because I do read to you what this card's about. But I do love this, the radical expansion. If you're looking at the picture of this, this is a gorgeous flying dragon. It's like a gorgeous flying serpent dragon thing. But if you look down here in the very bottom here, you have got this amazing woman, very dynamic of heart. You can see the energy coming from her heart, and you can see her putting her hands up like she is commanding this. She is taking this big creature, this big, powerful, mystical creature, and she's helping to command it, and she's appreciating it. And it's just so beautiful. So what the card is, when I read it, it says radical expansion. It is time for radical ways of being and thinking. And you can start by granting yourself the freedom and creativity to be you. Unleash your inner rainbow dragon and unapologetically claim your heart-based empowerment and radiantly unconventional gifts. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. Let go of limiting stories and take up all the space you need. Have fun unleashing who you are. As bold and radical as your ideas of offerings might be, they could be just what the world is waiting for. What the world wants. Be the masterpiece your soul always wanted to be. Now that's pretty amazing. And I'll tell you what, I can vouch for this. Because once upon a time ago, somebody told me, oh my God, your aura's too big. We can't handle it. You need to do something. Blah, 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 is what I heard. And I will tell you what, I changed who I was, because I went, oh, I can't hurt people. I can't push people away. And I honestly stopped going to a lot of places because of it. And one lady got a hold of me and she said, why aren't you coming to places? And why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? And I literally went, well, this is what I was told, and I don't want to offend people. She went, oh my God, how dare you rob me and everybody of you? Just because one person seen a difference in you and one person didn't like those differences does not mean everybody else didn't. So celebrate you. Celebrate who you are. Know that you can be whatever you want and that people are truly just going to embrace you. So go out there and think about all those things. Like Patti said, you know what? Don't start with, I'm going to be a billionaire. Start out with saying, I'm going to be a thousandaire, and then I'm going to be a 10,000aire, and then I'm going to be a millionaire, and then I'm going to be a billionaire, and start that way. Make those steps up and jump. You know what? But you can't do it until you do the first step, which means embracing who you are. Okay. So hopefully that made sense with that. Okay. Now I also want to go in here and talk to you about the shows, because oh my God, we got so many new amazing shows going on. Oh my God, I got the new list and it's huge. It's changed. Things have changed. More things are going. Monday mornings we have School Through Spirit with me, DeEtte Ranae at 9 a.m. At noon today we have Monday Morning Monsters with Barnaby Jones, and that's from noon to 1. Be the Change with Christina Bloom is on tonight at 8 p.m. Tuesdays, Unfiltered with me, DeEtte Ranae, at 6 p.m. That is a reading show, guys, so bring your questions. It goes for an hour. At 7 p.m. is Moment to Moment with Linda Hope, and that is 7 p.m. At 10 p.m., though, we have Paranormal Pete with Pete Orbea. Wednesdays is the Psychic Hour with Kelly Brickle at 3 p.m. At 8 p.m. is Over the Target with Missy Hart and Nicole Ford. I always flip those, and I don't know why. Thursdays, Chat with Charlie with Miss Stephanie Lynn is at 9 a.m. At 7 p.m., we have Realm of Darkness with Rennie Rodriguez and Ashley Marino. At 8 p.m. is the Afterlife Chronicles with Nicole Strickland. And 9 p.m., a new show is starting this week. Voices of the Dead with Kenneth Drake. Oh my God, that's going to be a phenomenal show. Fridays, 9 a.m. is a good shit show with Missy Hart. That's a show that used to be on. It's been revamped to come back out stronger and bolder. At 3 p.m., the Psychic Hour reading show, and that's with Kelly Brickle. And then at 8 p.m., we have got Secrets Within with Ranae Rodriguez. Oh my God, look at that. We have grown. I mean, me and Todd started 2 years ago, and it was me and him. And now we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 shows. And you know what, guys? We have room for more. We have room for more. So if you have a thought, if you have an idea, if you have anything you wanted to talk about on a soapbox, come on. Come on. Go to WLTK.com, WLTK-DB.com. Send a request to Todd. He is going to be happy to talk to you about the show. He's going to help you format it. He's going to help you do it all. And all you're going to do is hit a link to say, I'm in and I'm ready to talk. It's phenomenal. It's awesome. Trust me, it's a great time. Also, if you want to advertise, this is going to be the least advertisement you've ever spent for the bang for your buck. And what I'm talking about here is literally, I literally messaged, oh my God, woohoo! Deidre's coming on. I love that. I love that. Are you doing it for a show or are you doing it for advertisement? Because I'm talking about both. So for the advertisement, you know what? You tell Todd what you want. You give Todd the information. And Todd is literally going to create one of these magical commercials that we have. And that commercial, you pay for a month. So literally, oh my God, I love it. Deidre's going to come on and be a show. Yeah. There you go. I love this. So literally, he creates the advertisement, he puts it on, and it goes on through our shows throughout the week. Now, after that, this is what happens. Our shows go into podcast form. Every one of our shows go into podcast form when they're done. And so doesn't your advertisement. It goes in with it. Okay. We don't separate the this from the that. No, we put it all in there because why bother separating? Put it into podcast and it's there forever. As long as my podcast is on and going, you are going to see used. You are going to see Miss Chat with Charlie, Stephanie Lynn. You are going to see the ones I've had. You're going to see Kevin, I think it's Kevin Killian. You're going to see all of them. They're there and they're never going away. So you pay a one-time fee for a month and that advertising stays with it forever, which is phenomenal. So, hey guys, lots of show times left, lots of available times. We love to do this. We're also getting commercials on bigger and brighter and better things. Now with myself, let's talk about what's going on with me. I have to tell you guys, I moved my online gallery because we were having some difficulties with things. Apparently people are having a hard time buying show tickets, things of that nature. So we're figuring out all those dilemmas today. And the online gallery has gone from July 14th at 7 p.m. to July 21st at 7 p.m. Okay, I do apologize for that, but we have switched the dates by 1 week, same time, just 1 week out. And trust me, we're going to have all that together, all that ready for you to go, and so that everybody can be there. We still have tickets available for that. I limited it to 20 people. So if you want to be part of that online gallery, I believe it's $50 or $55. Not quite sure how much it is. Please go and buy your ticket. I'm going to do readings for an hour and a half, and it's all mediumship. No psychic, all mediumship. Just bringing through your loved ones. I cannot guarantee everybody a reading, but I'll tell you what, in an hour and a half, I can talk to a lot of people on the other side. So we're going to bring as many through as we possibly can and just have a beautiful healing event of love and laughter and just amazingness of tears, everything. Everything is going to happen. It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be amazing. And I really hope to see you all there. Also, I want to let you know, the Ghost Finders, that episode I did, it's coming out it's coming out Saturday, July 16th. Paraflix has released it. The trailer is out. Watch the trailer. It is amazing. Oh my God. You can literally go to my Facebook site because the trailer, we've shared it all over our personal sites. So you can go into my Facebook site and you can see the trailer for the Ghost Finders. It is so cool. And I will tell you what the dynamics that happen on. Wow. So cool. So amazing. I cannot wait for it to come out. So those couple of things are happening. And if you're in the Cedar Rapids, Iowa area, guess where I'm going to be this weekend? I am at a paranormal event. Oh my God, I can't even think of the name of the paranormal event. I gotta look at this really quick because I'm not sure anymore. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad with this. Oh my God, where is it at? I gotta give me a second, guys, because I should have known this. Um, there we go. I need to tell you exactly where I'm at this weekend because oh my gosh, it's not, they're like telling me just to hold on, so they're telling me to hold on, but I am in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. um I am just typing everything but what I should be typing in. You would think this would be so much easier in the world of Facebook, right? um doo, doo, doo. Miss Kelly McCarville Moonspinner is the one putting on the event. And it's not letting me go to it. Oh my God, this is driving me batty. This is driving me batty. Um, let me look down. Let me see if she shared it. I know she shared it a million times. I just got to find it. I don't know where it went. Oh my God, I feel like so helpless in the world of the technology right now. I know I'm not helpless, but I feel like I'm in just it's the paranormal and something event. I can't even tell you where it's at other than Cedar Rapids right now because I cannot figure out my own brain from anything else, which is just really incredibly wrong at this moment. But anyway, if you come on to my show tomorrow night, I'll know better. I mean, I think my problem is I'm just everywhere. I'm everywhere and anywhere, which is incredibly awesome. I also want to put a little bit of a birdie in everybody's minds right now. All the details have not been worked out yet. They have not been worked out yet, but they are coming. The details will be coming. All the details will be worked out probably in 2 to 4 weeks. But I want to let people know what's happening very, very soon. So the same tour company that Patti does Ireland tours with, I'm doing one. I'm doing one, guys. I was asked last week if I would do an Ireland tour, and I'm super excited that I said yes. I said, let's do this. Let's go. Thank you, Psychic and Paranormal Expo. Thank you, Deidre. I'm still over there looking for it and can't find it for the life of me. Oh, Deidre, you didn't get the message. So, Deidre, I hope you've seen Todd's message in the comments. That's for you because he did not get your email. So, Todd Bates at WLTK-DB.com. Make sure you resend that to him so he can do that. So, yes, I will be doing an Ireland tour also where I'm the ambassador for that tour. And we're going to do a similar one to what Patti just did, which is really super awesome. A lot of castles, a lot of land, a lot of just mystical, magical, everything, fairies, everything. I love it. And anybody that comes on, I want to make this a not paranormal, but energy and healing. And guess what, guys? I'm a fairyologist. Can you believe it? I'm a certified fairyologist. So who better to go to Ireland and to go with? You know what I mean? So let's go do this. Let's go look at the energies. Let's go talk to the fairies. Let's have just an amazing time. Okay. It's not going to be until 2023, and it's like end of September 2023, but it's 9 beautiful days in Ireland. So when I do get the information and we get everything finalized, I will be advertising it and I will be telling you all more about it. So with that being said, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I cannot wait until next week because who do I have on next week? Let's flip the page. Let's do a drum roll. Jen Gilchrist. She's a soul alignment and mentor. Oh my God, this lady's wrote a book. I tried to bring her on before. Everything just didn't work out right. So she's going to be on next week. Her name is Jen Gilchrist. And you know what? Go look her up. She's another amazing woman. Just another amazing dynamic woman. Also, I just want to let you know, past this weekend, next weekend, Friday the 22nd, I will be back in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I will be doing a in-person gallery at Soul and Synergy in Eau Claire. They've got limited tickets for that also. So if it's something you want to go, please go and hit the interested button, hit the going button, register, call the store and say you're going to be there, you want to be there, and claim your seat, which is really going to be the thing because we are accepting at the door if we have extra seats open. But, if you're coming a distance and there's no seats, there's just not going to be any seats. So make sure you go there, you call the store, you let them know, and hit the going button on the Facebook link because you can go to Soul and Synergy and see that. And then Saturday on the 23rd, I'll be teaching in St. Croix, Wisconsin, and it's the Art and the Mind store. I'm teaching there. I'm teaching my beginner psychic mediumship development course. Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining me and just making the show just as fabulous as you always do. I so much appreciate you. I can't wait to see you tomorrow night if you come see me and bring your questions. This is DeEtte Ranae on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com.